Hello everybody, a little video here over the period of time that especially in the past 3, 4, 5 months, um, kind of like I find one tendency of people to go into withdrawal, depressions, a lot of negative side of the things that goes on. That includes, when you take a look at it, the whole situations that we are right now. We are dealing with the coronavirus. We are dealing with a lot of restrictions. We are dealing with a lot of stuff. But also the people, what they're dealing the most, it's overthinking. As you guys know, I talk to a lot of twin flames. And it was so funny that all of a sudden a lot of twin flames just came on and like dealing with the drama and they can't get away with it. This is why I'm making this video about the overthinking. The overthinking, it's a kind of like an issue. It creates like a snowball effect. It is like when you begin to think about something, it's kind of like you digging up a hole. I'm gonna make a little drawing later on with giving you a heads up how you wanted to get out of it, because a lot of the people I've been talking to, that they have to trust, they have to surrender, they have to let it go. Uh, they have to get off of the focus of the problem of the depression, but the people wants to stay there. What's the reason they want to stay there? Is the main problem. They think that they can solve a problem that cannot be solved. You can't control other people. You can't control other situations. You can't control the past. What you can control is yourself. What you can control where you are right now, to realize yourself. You are in this place at this time now. Now what happened to 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 50 years ago? That doesn't really freaking matter. Something happened, it stays in the past. It's about you to learn from it. So what is the overthinking? So I look at it online, the best part for overthinking. So overthinking, it's the Garrett of present particle. Overthinking, think about something too much. Too much. And that is a one thing that the people thinking was something too much. It creates the stress. It creates a problem, especially if that is in a negative part. When it begins to the negative part, they goes into a depression and they begin to blame themselves. It's like it's my fault. Maybe I didn't did this and that. That is a good part right here. That if you are honest to yourself, if you are honest to the person, guess what? You got nothing, absolutely nothing to blame yourself. If you did something wrong, forgive yourself. If you don't forgive yourself, there is nobody can forgive you either. You're the person who first has to forgive yourself. Okay, I made a mistake. You go ahead, you admit that you made a mistake, and move on out of it. Well, a lot of the people, they don't want to admit the mistakes. They want to look into the mistakes and try to go ahead and find a way to fix a mistake they did in the past. So the more they look into the way to fix this mistake from the past, the more deep in depression they go in. They go deep, 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 trying to solve the issue. So this too much or for too long causing it the problem. You need to realize each one of you got one or the other. You either think too much or you've been thinking for too long. Um, Overthinking is linked to a psychological problem like depression and anxiety. It's likely that overthinking causes mental health to decline, and as your mental health declines, the more likely you're to overthink. It's a vicious downward spiral. What does that mean? Spiral, downward. This part right here is when you go down into this hole. It's the moment you realize you're going into the hole and you stay right here. You try to climb up, nothing happens. You try to climb up and nothing happens. Why? Because you're still overthinking too much. Um, so, I got a few quotes that I made it for you guys, so that can probably help you out. But first of all, I want to show you one drawing. Uh, it's explaining what's going on. Me overthinking about I am overthinking. So this is the snowball effect. If you look at it, this guy thinks about what happened and what happened and what happened, and that overthinking it creates the snowball effect. The snowball effect is when you make a little snowball and you throw it down the hill, and then all of a sudden it becomes an avalanche. And a lot of the people, they don't realize they're in this process until they don't go out and figure it out that they need help. They need some kind of help to talk about it. In a soul relationship, since they're very intensive, a lot of the people have the tendency to overthink. I told them, the people, that, hey, listen, you need to trust the universe. Just surrender, let it go, let it be. Go out there and do the things that you need to do. If you are in a soul relationship right now, you may have an overthinking of, is this is true? Is this possible? Or you go out and you explain your situation to someone and they telling you, well, you may have a long distance relationship, or, well, he's old. Well, you don't know what's going to happen. How can you love it so much when you guys haven't lived in a 3D? And you begin to do the overthinking. You need to realize that one of the biggest part that is to listen at your soul, not somebody else. Your soul knows the road. I said this in so many videos, Zabit, and you need to trust your journey, where it leads you, with who it leads you. See, the journey is not just you. The journey is you, the people around you, and your destiny. Just because someone doesn't want to be with you on that road of the destiny, that's mean that they're not what? They're not destined to be with you. A lot of the people have a hard time of letting go and they're getting stuck. And when they're getting stuck, the result is the same. Overthinking. And people begin to overthink and overthink and overthink. You will understand why we keep saying that the real twin flame will have the actions to create, to go forward. But what could be the actions? The actions could be a care for the soul. The actions could be to be all the time with you. The actions could be on the based of very strong communications. And there is one thing very important. Your twin flame will care for the peace in the soul, because he knows if you have the peace in the soul, they will have the same peace in the soul from within. Then you're gonna cross of this stage of thinking where you You're not going to be thinking anymore of stuff. You're going to look at it, the stuff, from the soul point of view, not of overthinking about situations that happened. Because when you're going to look at the stuff from the soul point of view, you're going to be, these people, they tell me, no, he's whatever years old than me. Well, they have no idea what about the soul love is. Or you go out there and you said, well, these people, somebody has to educate them. Let them educate them a little bit. You create actions from your soul. They are based off the soul decision. They're not based off the material part that someone tells you something. It's very important who you listen to. You listen to others, or you listen to the universe in your soul. So the first quote that I got is stop overthinking. Stop overthinking. The overthinking ruins any chance you have of being happy. You think your way out of happiness. Just chill and trust yourself. Chill. Here's the answer. You need to chill out a little bit. You need to stop thinking about the same problem. Okay? The overthinking ruins any chance you have of being happy. A lot of the people tells me, well, Dio, I'm not happy of the situation because of he or she does the stuff. Well, where is your focus, on she or he? Your focus has to be on you and your relationship with the universe. You can't change people. Here is the sign in America. They say, you can bring the horse to the river, but you can't make him drink. It's the same thing with this. You cannot make people to do what you wanted to do. And when you go into this place of the overthinking, you begin to think, what would you do in order to get to the person, what to tell them, what to do, what to explain, so they can be with you. See, in love, you don't have to run and you don't have to chase. Love just exists. Love is love. And if you're trying to go there and make all the gimmicks and mimics about love, that's not love. That's everything else, but not love. So, another thing that you will recognize if you're thinking or you're overthinking so much, you're out of happiness. What happened to your happiness? See, a lot of the people, when I get into the soul relationship, they get this person and they put it into the pedestal in the top, and they're like, you're the God, and I'll pray to you. And they forgot for everything else. And all of a sudden, they're not happy. Why? Because that person here on the top has nothing to do with you and the 3D life. It doesn't have actions. It's all about the one huge illusion that maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen down the road. But that person doesn't care for you, doesn't call you, doesn't do anything about you. Where is your happiness? It's gone. Now, when you go ahead and connect to the universe and you create this connection with you and the universe, what happens is the universe is point you out, hey, who is there? Him, her, or me, the universe. And that's why in the Bible says, surrender your life to God. You put God up there, you put the universe up there and the throne. Now you're going more smoother because your soul has direct connections into the universe, to the God. And all of a sudden you receive the informations of what you need to do in life, or the so-called, by the twin flames, downloads. And when you get the downloads, when you get the informations, all of a sudden you hear, stop overthinking. You ruin the connection. You ruin the relationship. You ruin the stuff. You ruin your own happiness. And that's why a lot of the people, they got into it. All you gotta do is just chill out and trust yourself with the relationship of universe. Here's another one. Overthinking ruins friendships and relationship. Overthink creates problem you never had. Don't overthink. Just overflow with good vibes. Good vibes. So a lot of the relationships that people get into, soul relationships, they begin to overthinking. And what happens is from this overthinking, usually this is what's happening here. It ruins the relationship. When it ruins the relationship and the friendship, uh, that creates this intense energy between. And the one wants one thing, the other one wants different things. The one gets in and then and. And all of a sudden, you begin to create problems. Create problems you never had in the first place. So instead of making the situation more better, you're making the situation worst. Why? Because of overthinking. Of the decision not to trust of love, not to trust of what's going on, not to go ahead and figure out what the real part is, what the real connection is. Maybe you are just a friendship. Maybe that is a relationship which is a karmic relationship from past life. Maybe that's a relationship as a soulmate. Maybe it is a twin flame, or maybe something even higher. Now, you're gonna ask me what is higher, Leo? Well, that is the relationships of service to the universe. Yeah, some of the twin flames serving to the universe, doesn't matter what. And there is a relationship that it's a little bit more higher and you can't get out of it. That's it called destiny. That is the journey designed by the universe, because the universe know what's going to happen. The term twin flames has been invented a long time ago, but you need to realize there is always something higher. I tell a lot of the people, yes, this is very good quote. Hey, you just gotta be happy. Being angry, sad, overthinking, it's not worth it anymore. Just let the thing flow. Be positive. If you know, here I put be love. You all know these words from me. Be love is a lifestyle of the soul. Be love means that when someone harms you, they're angry and things like this, you don't go out with anger. Just back it off and let them be angry. The anger hurts them, not you. If someone abandons you, they abandon themselves, not you. If someone goes over there and they all the time, back talking about you, or like, look at him or look at her, of, these people are bad or that people are bad, well, guess what? They're hurting themselves, not you. If someone has to get information about you, they have to get the information directly from you. If you're looking for information from someone else and you try to get information, like a lot of the twin flames have a bad habit into it, what is she does through her friends, what is she or he do at work, and so on and so on. I mean, there is a lot of situations out about this. When you get in an information about something, go directly to the person. Don't try to do something else, because the persons out there, they may have a different opinion about you. So just let the things flow. Wherever we crash, we'll crash. Wherever we'll survive, we'll survive. But you have to stay positive. Okay? You have to stay positive, because if you don't stay positive, you go into the negative side of the overthinking, and that overthinking, it doesn't help you out. It just puts you on an anxiety, and a lot of the time when the people get all the way down in the bottom, they can't get out. They're already way too deep. They have no feelings. They say, I don't have feelings. I don't feel anyone. I don't feel love anymore. I don't feel what's going on around me. They kind of like begin to die. Just the only thing they do is they walking on this road. And that's why stop the overthinking. Try to see you can find yourself to get free. The more you're free, the better will be. If you kind of like repeating this to yourself, you will understand it. Free means like you're free of everything. If you want to be a butterfly but you tie yourself to a stone, you ain't gonna fly so much. You're just gonna go around the circle. But if you free yourself, you can go and you can go see the world. Here's another one. Sometimes you have to stop thinking so much, you just go where your heart takes you. Yep. You have to go where your heart takes you. You will feel it inside of you, where you belong to. Because where you belong to, it's where is your purpose in the universe is. The universe is not going to put you in a place where you're not belong to. You're here on this earth for a reason. If you have to go someplace, if you have to do something, if you have to adjust something, you will adjust, and you will find the things that needs to be. You can't just go out there and do the things. That's the part of your destiny. That's the part of who you are. But if you overthink, you ain't gonna move anywhere. You ain't not gonna create the actions. You need to understand, without creating any actions, you're stuck. Before you're making the actions, you have to make what? The decisions. But if you don't make the decisions, you are thinking what decisions to make. So a lot of the people out in the twin flames, especially some of them that I've been talking, they like I've been for a few years, Zabit, they still in the same place. They don't move. Why do they don't move? They don't let it go. They don't trust. They don't feel. They don't feel what's in their heart. What is in your heart? It's love. It's always gonna be love, nothing else. Here's another one. You can spend minutes, hours, days, weeks, months overthinking the past, trying to put together a piece, imagine what could have been, should have been, or would have been. No. You guys know, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That stuck that I'm explaining to the past. Put together pieces, imagine What could I have been imagining? Well, when people imagine within the twin flames, they create an expectations. And when they have those expectations, they focus on themselves of the result of the based of expectation, based of the imagining. If you make the actions, and the action doesn't matter if they have positive or negative results, they have results. But since you don't find yourself to create the actions, you are imagining. When you're imagining, you create yourself into a place of looking into a false imaginary world that has nothing to do with your inner world. Your inner world is what you are in your soul. When you're imagining, you fantasizing things. But between the fantasy and reality stays the actions. And the actions are 10 times more powerful and more real that helps you not to overthink actions. Action proves that words means nothing. You might hear something from this person or that person or this and that. There is no actions. The actions speaking louder than words. If someone doesn't have actions with you, someone doesn't want to be with you, someone don't want to talk to you, guess what? Here's your reality. It is what it is. Focus on this reality because the reality is the more important part in life that you can do. So what you have to do is you gotta pick it up the pieces of the floor and you move on stronger and smarter person. Learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from the mistakes, you're gonna keep repeating them over and over and over and over. It's gonna be like a magical circle goes around where you keep finding yourself within a time loop. Time loop is you're reliving the same situations over and over until you don't learn that you have to break the time loop. You have to break those situations. The only way you can break the situations, again, it's by creating different actions than before. And if you're stuck in the twin flames, if you're stuck in overthinking, guess what? You have to create an action. So I'm going to give you a little bit of small parts out. Kind of like how to get off yourself of the hole. Oh, I'm going to have a little drawing here. So, here is your path of life. So instead of you walk through this path, what's going on here in life? It's overthinking. So the overthinking here creates a stop in your journey. So when you begin to stop right here, you create this hole. This empty space about your problem. So a week passed by. That hole begins a little bit more. A week passed by. A month passed by. A year passed by. Two years passed by. So the more time it's passing by and you are still in the overthinking process, you're stopping in your journey, you're right here. Now you're in the hole. Usually this is the time when the people look for help. Some of the help, I told them, you gotta check yourself to rehab. You have to go ahead and check yourself into psychologist. You need to go ahead and seek professional help. We can only help you to a certain point as far as you go as a spirituality. We are not a certified doctors. We are not a certified people to deal with this. We understand it. We understand it from the soul point of view. Psychologists, they understand it from point of view of the material world. For 99% of the psychologists, for them, the soul is not involved in the life. For us, 90% of the time, the soul is involved in life. We explain the things a little differently. But since you can create an actions, you have the tools to do it. My advice is if you stop into this overthinking, go ahead, find yourself a psychologist. Go ahead, find yourself into a rehab so you can go ahead and understand how to get out of the way of this hole. The best thing to do when you get out of this hole is when you realize you reach this bottom. That's it. You're down in the bottom. You can't go up and down. What are you gonna do? How did you get up in here? How can you get up? And you have to cross this path here. Well, somehow, some way, you have to get it. So you gotta be focused on one thing. Be love. The love is gonna help you to create this. So now you go out and you stay here. The love will help you here. The love will help you here, 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 here. And little by little, you're jumping over and you find yourself out of the hole. But what is this? Those are actions based of love. What do you mean deal by actions based out of love? The best thing if you're in a depression and anxiety, go to a place where you can help people. Go to a homeless shelter. Go ahead to some kind of like a kid's house, which is there, like a poor family of it, or a kids without parents. Go and participate on a place where you can give what they need. These kids or these people, wherever your situation is, they need love. When they need love, they will reach deep inside of you to find that love. Either they're gonna give you love so you can get up, either you're gonna give them love. They will help you, you will help them. It's all about to be love. Because without love, you can't do anything. Whatever you do doesn't feel right. Yeah, you may be happy, you may be satisfied, but guess what? It was forced, it was pushed, it was rushed. How many people went up in the relationship because they pushed it? They rushed it. They rushed the woman, they rushed the man. How many? So many. And that's why people don't live happy. Because of the overthinking how to have their own agenda. And that it's come from the ego. See, your own agenda brought you here. Because you're overthinking how to achieve your own agenda instead of let it go and follow up your own journey. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it helps a lot of the people out. And guys, I'm looking for the comments below. Thank you so much guys, and be love.